Hello, Matthew here. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the manifestation process. So, as you can see, we're back in our old place. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but there's a process to actually, they call it the germination process to manifestation. Now, before we get into the process, we kind of have to understand how the universe works and how our mind works. So to start, a lot of times we think that we're smarter than the universe, but in actuality, we know nothing. And I don't want to speak for you, I'll just speak for me. I know nothing compared to the universe. But I do know how my brain operates in the universe more than what I did last year. And that's what I want to share with you here. So I want to take, for example, our brain, how our brain works. So our brain thinks that it knows what it knows. But in actuality, the universal brain, the collective consciousness, universal God has a way more of a depth of understanding than we do. And so when we're manifesting, we get caught up into the how. How is this going to happen? What does it look like? And I found in the beginning of my journey, I got really fixated on what it looks like and the process at which it happens. So say we want something. So for example, we wanted to live in this house. So what we did is here's our brain, okay? And here is the universal's brain, or the universe's mind, okay? This is what we can see, which represents 1%, okay? This represents 1% of what we actually can see on the radar screen. And the universe knows all this, all over here, all this, all connecting us to get what it is we want. Now, there's a process to getting what it is you want. Now, I'm going to share with you a trick after I share with you the process. So what happens is at the beginning of the process, you first set your intention. So this is what you intend to want. So maybe right now, what is it you want in your life? Maybe you're wanting a new or a better relationship, whether that's with your family, your friends, or a significant other. Maybe you're wanting a better body. Maybe you're wanting a healthier body. Maybe you're wanting to be in Bali. Maybe you're wanting to be in Bali in a nice place like this. Well, this is what I intended, and that's why I'm sitting here now. This started just over a year ago for me in my mind. And so what happens is when you set your intention, the universe works in a magical way to start putting things and people and situations in your life to get you towards what it is you want. But in that process, you're only aware of 1% of what's actually working. And at the beginning of the process in the intention phase, the universe kind of pushes you. It kind of gives you like a, here you go, you can do it. So you ever find where you're like wanting to say, let's say, get a new relationship. And then all of a sudden on your feed on Instagram or on YouTube or on Google or something, a book pops up and it's like, best way to attract a new partner, or a YouTube video comes up. The universe kind of wants you to give you what it is you're wanting. But then this is what's interesting. This is what's just happened. So then there's the test phase. This is really important. This phase is where most people fail, myself included. And when I really understood this process, it was in this house right now. So there's a test phase. So the universe wants to see if you're serious about, let's say, attracting a new partner. So there's going to be a test period. What's called in nature or in animal evolution is there's a germination process. So when you plant the seed and you go to water it, it doesn't just grow right away. There's a test period. There's a period where it germinates. So it's starting to grow what it is intending to grow. So with moving in here, we moved in here for the first month. But you know what's interesting? Upon reflection, I realized that I was walking around here almost too grateful. I don't know if you thought that could be possible, and I didn't think it was possible. But then I got thinking, what actually was happening? I would do grateful gratitude walks every single night, pretty much, good majority of them, and be like, thank you, 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 thank you. But like, almost as if someone's begging for bread or begging for money. It's like, please, 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 please. And that was the energy I was in here. And that makes sense. There's this thing called imposter syndrome, where when you come into a place like this, maybe it doesn't fully align right away. Maybe it takes you time to get into the vibration of it. I know the move we made to get into this place was quite a bit different of a jump and a different of a vibration. So there's a test period at which the universe wanted to see if we were actually serious about moving into this place. So then guess what happened? We had to move out of this place. And we had to go to a place that was quite a bit worse than this place. And here's the next place of what happens. Now, this is really, really important, okay? When you're in the test phase, this is what, honestly, I say this humbly, I did well, and I work really hard at this, okay? So this is what you need to know in the test period, okay? So just to recap, we have the intention. So what it is you want, what is it you're intending you want. Second, the test phase. And then we're going to get to the third phase, but there's something really important that you need to do during the test phase. Here you are, okay? Now, when you're in the test phase, there's 3 routes you can go in. There's the negative, neutral, or positive, okay? Now, when you're here in the test phase, so for example, I'm going to use my situation as an example. When we moved into the new place, or the old place now, what is your attitude like? So previously, me in the past, if I moved out of a place like this and moved into a place that I just moved into, remember, what do I know? Only 1% of what's on the radar screen, okay? So what was Molly and I's attitude in that place? It was, all right, I don't know. I'm not as smart as the universe. I'm not as smart as to know what's actually happening. Clearly, I loved being in this place. I was so grateful for it, almost beggingly too grateful. To now, I'm in this place, there's definitely a reason. I don't know what that reason is, but I'm just gonna let it play out. And guess what we did? We kept a good attitude. So this is your attitude. When you're in the test phase, you have to be mindful of your attitude. Do you stay in a equanimous, a neutral attitude? Do you stay in a good attitude? Or what most people do is they get into a negative attitude. Oh, I was in that nice place and now I'm back in this place and I don't want to be here. Well, it's really important to be mindful of your attitude while you're in the test period, because here's where the enchilada comes. Then you move into the third stage, which is the fruition of what it is you want, which is the fruition of now being in here. Well, guess what? You know what's interesting? Now, the guests before us that checked in didn't line up and they wanted to move out in 2 weeks. So not only did we get our place back, but we got it back in 2 weeks. And now both parties are in a win-win because we both tested the phase of us not being here and we wanted to be here. So when you're manifesting, when it is that you're going through what it is you want and you're wanting to manifest something, have an awareness that the universe is going to support me in my intention. There's going to be a beginning period of my manifestation. Then second stage, really important. There's going to be a test phase at which the universe wants to see if you're serious about what it is you want. And then the third stage, the fruition, the happening of what it is you actually want. And that's what we're in right now. So I wanted to share that process with you today. Thank you, and I share my peace, and I share my love.